Hello, CM World. Welcome to Beyond the Chat, where we introduce you to some of the most remarkable marketers in our community. I am so glad you are here today. If you followed us over from the Twitter chat, thank you. Welcome, welcome. And if you are new to our community, let me tell you a little bit about the Content Marketing Institute. I am Monina Wagner. I am the community manager for CMI. Our mission is to advance the practice of content marketing. So we do that with our daily blog, with our events, Content Marketing World and Content Tech Summit. And we do it with things like the Twitter chat and also with this live stream. If you're not familiar, I think our guest today needs really no introduction. If you haven't met Cathy McPhillips in person or online, she is the Vice President of Marketing here at CMI. Hi, Cathy. Welcome.
Hi. Oh, my goodness.
Is this weird?
Yes. It's very weird. That's good.
So Cathy and I, we live in the same city. We both live in Cleveland. And much like the rest, a great part of the country, we are in under a lot of winter weather right now. So yeah, Cathy, are you a snowbird or do you like the warmer weather?
Well, I really like the warmer weather. I love the sunshine. I love being outside. But honestly, like yesterday, I went for like a 45-minute walk in the snow, and it was awesome. I'm ready for it to be over, though. I'm ready for summer. But
well, I agree with you. Well, we have a lot to cover in this short amount of time. We thought that the Twitter chat goes by quick, but this, I think, will be moving quick too.
Right.
So let's start with you. I think came on board with CMI 10 years ago. Is that right?
It was 2012.
Okay. So when you started the Twitter chat, it was about 7 years ago. So what was that aha moment? What was the moment that you said, this community is super special?
Well, so we started the chat in 2013, about 10 weeks before the 2013 Content Marketing World. And I told Joe, I said, let me just try it for 10 weeks. Let's just see what happens. And we got some great responses from our speakers because they wanted to promote their sessions and get their names out there and help our community too, obviously. And then at Content Marketing World, I don't know if it was Mike Myers or it was Erica, it was someone that came up to me and they said, what's next week's topic? And I was like, oh, I guess we're going to continue this. So it was just really cool that, and here we are, what did I say, 8 years later that we're still doing this every week. And the people have, changed a little bit, but there are still a lot of people that have been on for a long time. And it's just, I don't know, it's just nice. It's just nice to be together every week online. And then, I can't even tell you, and seeing people at the event in person that you have talked to all year online, it's just a remarkable feeling. So, yeah.
So I had said at the beginning, so this is going to be a little different for Beyond the Chat. We are going to shake things up a little bit. And that means we are going to take live virtual studio audience questions. So the first person I am bringing into the room is CMI's very own John Hanson, who is the audience development manager. Hi, John.
Hello.
Hi, John.
What is your question for Cathy?
I do. Cathy, before you became a marketer, what was your second favorite job or career?
Well, I did have quite a long stint at Dairy Queen in high school. I don't know if it was actually a really fun job. I don't know. I really just wanted to go into marketing. It's what I've always wanted to do. Kind of boring answer. But I can still make a very good ice cream cone. I still can do like the swirl at the top of the ice cream cone. So maybe it's a hidden skill. Maybe that'll be like my little side hustle. I can go back work on ice cream.
Do you have an ice cream maker at home? How do you know you can make the swirl still?
Because when I was in college, I would go up to the ice cream machine in the cafeteria and I'd do that. And so oh my God, can you make me one of those? So I sat there for 15 minutes making ice cream cones for all the people that were in the cafeteria. Because then I couldn't stop. At what point do you I'm sorry. So I just kept doing it.
John, since we have you, so what would your answer be?
Oh, well, it's sort of funny, sort of ironic, but I would say also working at an ice cream store. That's because my parents own an ice cream store for roughly 50 years, an independent store in Michigan where I'm based. So I'd probably have to say the same thing, or I'd get in trouble with my mother, who used to be my second favorite boss. So.
Oh, that's awesome. I feel like
That's amazing.
I feel like out of place because I don't have an ice cream story. John, thank you for popping in. I appreciate it.
Okay, bye.
Bye, John.
Well, Cathy, so like I said, audience questions. We have a question from, you had mentioned, Mike Myers.
Mike Myers, yay.
So Mike was on the Twitter chat with us, and now he is asking, so you both had worked together pre-COVID online a lot, so before it was mandatory for us to work online, but you didn't meet face-to-face until Content Marketing World. So it was about 7 a.m., he said, and those who attend Content Marketing World know it's kind of a whirlwind. So you guys had the kickoff party the night before, you're running around before breakfast, trying to get your schedule together. So he wants to know, what do you remember from that moment? But I guess my question would be, what is really, with everything going on, what's like your favorite moment at Content Marketing World every year?
Sitting by registration, watching people come in to get their badges, because I literally could see people across the room, and I'm like, I'm just so excited to see people, and seeing their excitement and just making connections with people. I don't know. It makes me, because by the time Content Marketing World starts, like, my job mainly is to get people to register, if I can be quite frank. But once I get there, like, I really could just take these experiences, and if someone's having a bad day, or I can see someone struggling with whatever, they can't get their program out of their bag or something, I'm going to run over there and help them. Or if their session is full, or they're in something they don't want to be in, or whatever the case may be, I want to be there to help. So I just like making people happy. And I think part of that for me is that I get so happy when I see, like I said, Mike across the convention center, and he's coming in to get his badge or whatever. It's just such a fun 4 days being with people in person. And man, I miss that so much. So
fingers crossed this year.
Fingers crossed this year.
Well, speaking of attendees of Content Marketing World, I am going to bring in another member of our virtual studio audience, and that would be Erica Field, who is out of California today. Hi, Erica.
Hi, Erica.
Hello. And this is Kupo, the French bulldog. He likes to attend virtual meetings and events like this. He wishes he could come to Cleveland with us because he just knows that mommy is doing all sorts of really fun things. And, I remember the first time I met you, Cathy. You were so busy. I was afraid to come and bother you. I didn't want to interrupt you because you looked so busy. So I was super scared, and I kind of like ran up and said hello and kind of like ran away, which is very me. So that
Did I let you run away? Did I not like hug you and say like, oh my God?
No, you hugged me and then I ran away.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Well, Erica, does Kupo have a question for Cathy?
Yes, Kupo would like to know what your favorite gluten-free dessert is, and will it be on the menu at your brother's pizzeria? Because he's very interested in food.
I'm happy you asked. I'm not a huge dessert person, but cheesecake is my favorite. I'm not sure. I'm sure the one my mom makes is not gluten-free, but sometimes you just gotta. I just eat it anyways. There's like 4 desserts on the menu. There's cookies and milk, a lemon cheesecake, cannoli somethings, and some kind of brownie. But I will definitely, there's cauliflower crust and gluten-free crust and vegan cheese.
Oh, cool.
They're like ready for anyone. So I'll check on the desserts by September.
Awesome. Well, my other question is, I know I always come in and spend some extra time in Cleveland because it's so much fun. So what would you suggest to somebody who is kind of on the fence, like, should I spend the time? Like, what is one kind of underrated thing to do in Cleveland that's maybe off the beaten track, or just a little unusual that makes it worthwhile to spend that extra afternoon in Cleveland?
I love this question because whenever I go to a new city, I always ask someone that lives there, like, what's something a tourist should see but usually doesn't? I don't want to go. I mean, I like seeing the museums and all that sort of stuff, and but give me some hidden gem. And I think our hidden gem, and I think Erica, you've been to it. I know Nanad's been to it, but the West Side Market is one of my favorite places in Cleveland. It's an open air market. It's run by, I don't know, 100-ish independent businesses, fresh fruit stand. There's meats. You can get a brat for lunch if you're just walking around. There's amazing salsas, fresh breads, all these different things. And it's this little hidden gem in Cleveland. If anyone was in a content marketing role, I think 2014, we did a shuffle on West 25th, and that was in that area. So it's just such a fun, cool part of town, and you could stop. There's restaurants around there you could go to. Great Lakes Brewery's right near there. So it's walkable from downtown. It's a healthy walk, but it's probably a $3 Uber ride to get over there to check out. So it's very, 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 very fun. One of my favorite places. I take the kids there. Well, when they let me take them places. Now they're too old, but we do. I did like to drag them down there and just to experience life. And honestly, it's a good melting pot of Cleveland too. If you don't get out of our bubbles a little bit, it really is a great way to get downtown and see all sorts of faces and people. Yeah.
It's awesome. And I have to say that your recommendation to go there then also led me and my friend Yariv to go to the Amish farmers market, which was also
that was
really
a drive, right?
Yeah, we rented a car because we like to do thrifting and stuff. And we went out. We'd heard about it at the marketplace.
Nice.
Now, JK is saying that we should also try, is it Applejack's Vintage Toys and Games in Lakewood?
Ooh.
Or when you're in town in Cleveland, you should try the 16-Bit Bar and Arcade, which is around, I think, in the same neighborhood as the West Side Market. So
Excellent.
those are two other suggestions for anyone who is thinking of attending Content Marketing World.
I love it. We'll have to put together a fun things to do outside of the event guide for people.
Erica, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it.
I hope to see you two in person this year.
I know, me too.
Love you guys. Bye.
Me too.
All right, Cathy. So we have another question for you. This one is from Barak Sarakaya. So we were talking food, and I know you've been experimenting a lot in the kitchen during the pandemic, but she wants to know what's something that's helped you stay positive through the challenges of the past year.
Well, Barack, I would have used this question earlier so I could think about it. Honestly,
What fun would that be?
Pardon me?
What fun would that be?
I know, right? I have to say, so Bridget came home mid-March from school. So just having my daughter home, my son was home. So I shouldn't be having time with my late teens and 20s children right now. So we really soaked it up in the spring. We were playing games every night, and that kind of has waned a little bit. But just this unexpected time together that we're kind of stuck together, and we've actually really been enjoying it. So that's been really fun. We've really tried to make the most of that. So I'm just going to say, hands down, that's been the best part.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So another question from the audience comes from Carmen Hill. Carmen Hill left us a note, and she wants to know, you always say that you don't like public speaking, but she says you're really good at it, and she wants to know how you overcame that discomfort factor so that you can crush it anyways.
I mean, I'm nervous right this second, so why would I have not overcome anything? I think the way that I look at it, especially when I go to Kent State or Cleveland State or something to do some speaking, I always try to think that I'm helping somebody. In some small way or some big way, that what I'm saying is going to help someone do their job better. They might pick up a tip. They might learn about a new technology. And I think that just puts me at ease a little bit, just knowing that I'm helping make a difference for somebody. But still, I mean, I think the only person I know that doesn't get nervous on stage is Scott Stratton. And he said he's missing something in his brain that makes him nervous because he doesn't. But I mean, even Tamsin Webster gets nervous, and Robert's awesome, but I know that he's, it takes him a minute just to get over that. So I don't think it's unusual for people to be nervous.
No, not at all. Well, we're about ready to wrap up, but I do want to say hello to some people who are here. Bernie says happy Tuesday, which is fantastic.
Hi, Bernie.
Raj came over from the Twitter chat, so thank you for following us over. And
yes, for a very late day right there, I'm sure.
We did just speak about Mike Myers. He has come up a few times during this show, which is great. And of course, a lot of our community members know Andrea, so she is hoping as well that we can keep our plans for a hybrid event, which will be fantastic.
Yes.
So,
can I say one thing about Content Marketing World while I have the stage? So this year we're doing something a little bit different. So there will be, if everything stays as planned, we will have a hybrid event with an in-person and a very, very robust virtual experience if people just can't travel, don't want to, whatever. But this year we're doing our cancellation clause a little bit more flexible. You can decide up until I think August 26th or 27th. And if you booked in person and you want to switch it to virtual, you can and you'll get a refund for the difference. And then same if you booked it virtual and the last minute you're like, oh, I really want to go now. I know it's safe. You can switch that too. So there is some flexibility. So just so everyone knows, we're looking out for you this year. So.
And I have to say, if that's how you feel, you're not alone, because that's how I feel. One day I'm like, oh, this is going to be fantastic. And then other days I'm a little apprehensive and I'm like, oh, I don't know what to expect. So you are not alone. So this cancellation policy is fantastic.
Yeah.
Being able to change back and forth, that is going to be good too. So we really do hope that whether we see you in person or virtually, we can make something happen.
For sure. And hi, Paula. And Ben.
I was going to say, we have other people who are chiming in. Here is Paula. Also, Ben Rome is online too. So hi, Ben. It's good to see you. So one of the reasons why I wanted to start Beyond the Chat is because I say 7 questions in an hour. Like there's never enough time to really get to know you. So we introduce the final question of the Twitter chat. We bring it here online and we call it question 8. So this week, the question comes from Cathy's daughter, Bridget. And Bridget wants to know, now that she's in college, do you wish you could go back in time and live through college again?
Well, first of all, I knew something was up with her because she texted my husband and Jim said, Bridget said Mo texted me. Did she mean mom? And I was like, I don't know. So I texted anyway. Bridget was like, Dad. But I didn't know what was going on. Anyway, yes, totally. Because she's taking these amazing classes right now, like diversity in media and all these awesome classes. And I was like, can I just sit in the room with you and just listen? Because I want to learn all this stuff. But yeah, I just feel so bad too, because this, they're not getting this college experience this year, starting last spring. But yes, the answer is yes. I would love, if I could end up where I am right now, I would love to go back and just sit through those again and just absorb more, because I feel like I took a little bit for granted a little bit.
So that's academically. Would you go back for other reasons?
Pardon me?
That's academically, but would you go back for the entire college experience?
Yes, I would. Because it was just so much fun. I met some of my best friends. Actually, tonight, we're all hitting a milestone birthday this year, all my college friends. So I have a Zoom tonight at 7, and I'm talking to 5 friends that I've had now for 32 years. So it's just amazing that, those lifelong friendships that I've made that all started having fun in college. Sitting in classes together, living together, doing I have pictures of, I pulled out some pictures for this call tonight, and one of it is all of us sitting in our dorm room with face masks on, just like the silly things you do just when you bond with people. So yes, and Bridget has made some amazing friends at school, and I look at that, and there was some issue last year, not a major issue, but she and her best friend at school just had a little bit of a moment, and I was like, honey, you know what? You're going to look back on that as you're going to laugh at that thing you did, because it's the best being with your friends, and that's going to be a blip. Don't ruin your friendship over this blip. So 30 years on the road, you're going to be doing the same thing I'm doing right now.
Cathy, this was fun. I'm glad we got to see some old friends. I am glad that we got to know you better. So thank you for being on the show today.
You're welcome.
Do you want to tell everyone where they can find you online?
Sure. I'm C. McPhillips on Twitter. I'm on LinkedIn, Cathy McPhillips. Where else? ContentMarketingWorld.com. You can register and see me at Content Marketing World. And real quick, I'm going to answer Paula's question. She asked about speakers for traveling. What about travel for speakers, and what if speakers can't travel? There is an option on the speaker submission form saying, are you comfortable traveling or are you not? And that's being taken into consideration. There will be some virtual sessions. So Paula, Andrea has all that information if you need anything else. But yeah, see me at Twitter and LinkedIn, probably 2 best places to find me.
Hey, Cathy, do you have time for one quick question?
I sure
do.
I do, yeah.
So we have another friend of CMI who is joining us today. Hi, Martin.
Hi, Martin.
Oh, I'm on mute. How are you?
Good.
Great. How are you?
I'm okay.
You are our final question of the day.
Oh my God, I got here just in time.
Are you busy with something?
Yeah, you know, got work. I don't have a work question. Is that okay?
Sure.
I know we share a love of Bare Naked Ladies. I had to
Yes.
ask, kind of, do you prefer the old school Stephen Page or the new school without Stephen Page? What is your ideal lineup?
I would say old school Stephen Page,
Me too.
but I will listen to new Bare Naked Ladies as well. I love seeing them. I love when they came to Content Marketing World.
Yeah, me too.
I saw them actually when I was working at an agency in Cleveland. I did a lot of business with MTV. So they gave me like VIP passes. So I was literally 5 feet from the stage, got this whole VIP experience, got to meet them. And I was just like stupid. I met them and they're like, hi. And I'm like, hi. You know, I was absolutely petrified, but I got a picture with them and I've seen them probably 5 or 6 times, but so many of their songs are tied to my engagement, my marriage, my kids when they were little. So there's this, songs to me remind me of something, every single song so I would say old.
Cool.
For sure. How about you?
Same. Bare Naked Ladies aren't Bare Naked Ladies without Stephen Page to me.
Bingo.
And if you follow Accidentally Wes Anderson on Instagram, which is Wally Koval's, he used to work for CMI. He spoke at the last 2 Content Marketing Worlds. There's actually a picture of Public Hall in Cleveland way, way back in his arsenal of pictures. And he actually put a BNL reference in there, this little Easter egg in his Instagram post. And his now wife was looking at it. She's like, you can't say that because everything he posts is this beautiful photo with all this history. And he put in Public Hall, or Bare Naked Ladies was there. And his wife was like, you can't do that. You can't do that. But he did it for us. He did it for the CM World community.
Cool. Well, thanks for taking my question, Kathy. And
yeah, it was great to see you. I haven't heard your voice in like years.
I know. It's been too long. Way too long. Hopefully when the pandemic is over, we'll see each other in person again.
For sure.
Absolutely. Thanks, Martin.
Sure, thank you. Bye.
And speaking of seeing people in person, I am going to say, hello, Cassia. We miss you so much. So hopefully we will see you in the fall. Kathy, this was fun.
It was fun.
This was fun. So speaking of Bare Naked Ladies, I should say 1 week. In 1 week, we have another chat, and we will have a Beyond the Chat episode as well. So hopefully everyone can join us. Kathy, thank you again, and hopefully we'll get to see each other soon.
I think we should plan a Beyond the Chat where I'm the host and you're the guest.
No, thanks. I'm comfortable. I'm actually, when you said you were nervous, I'm like, I'm nervous talking to you. I don't want to screw it up. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Mo.